Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to TrendSpider Live. My name is Mike, and today we're going to be watching AMD earnings, of course. Let's take a quick look at what is going on the intraday charts on the 15-minute. Looks like we're trading right at the volume point of control, starting to move up a little bit, but before we get into anything, who's out there in the audience, go ahead and say what's up in the chat, whether you're on X or you're on YouTube. Come say hi. Glad to have everybody here showing up, chilling, going to watch some earnings together. We got AMD. We got a few other ones. Let's pull up what's happening now and add our earnings. We'll just do upcoming earnings real quick. And we'll customize this to today. And then also we'll customize it to session post market, because that's what we're going to be watching. 3:46 a.m. Brooke. Yeah. Earnings. The earnings call probably won't be for like an hour at least. But the market closes in 14 minutes, so we should get some movement in about 14 minutes. Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? You have $100, $100. I mean, I don't know. AMD itself is sitting at, is it? No, it's not all-time highs, but it's been on a nice rally. It's had this basically a V-shape recovery from their tariff April low, I guess you can say. We got a resistance level right around there at about 185, maybe 175 to 185 resistance just from previous levels. So yeah, we'll see what happens. They are expected to have, I think, decent revenue. Yeah, it's being weird right now because it's about to report. We'll see it in a second. I'll put the news widget into to the regular column right there. But honestly, the level to watch is probably there at around 185, in my opinion, to the upside. And then, I don't know, we can draw some fibs. We can check out what AMD is projected to do here, or according to the fibs, what the levels will be. We'll draw them from top to bottom right here. Super easy to draw fibs on TrendSpider. It's pretty nice. So the 6... Oh, let me remove this being weird. The 618 is actually at about base 169.69, or basically 170. So that's a pretty nice level to watch. That's a 61.8%. So I guess that's the downside level to watch. I mean, other than that, what would it be, like the 50, I guess, the 38.2. But yeah, no, that's a pretty good Fibonacci level to watch, I would say. So honestly, maybe we'll keep that up for now. Let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, I was going to check out what other earnings are going to be announced today. August 5th. Let's sort them by revenue. The biggest companies first, or at least highest revenue. Yeah, SMCI is another one. If you're on TrendSpider, you can just go to what's happening now, add earnings, do it for today, session, post market, so you can see all the earnings that are about to report basically right now. And yeah, let's take a look here. We have SMCI, like I just said. Their revenue growth is actually pretty nice lately. And yeah, they have a decent setup, I guess. It's kind of had that weird, I don't know, inverse V kind of chart here. Had a very nice breakout. And then basically, I guess, just like a session or a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then stage 4 decline there. Wonder how Weinstein actually looks on this. We have a Weinstein stage analysis, custom indicator that you can use. Yeah, that marks it out honestly pretty well. Yeah, I guess this is a stage 2. Say more, this is stage 3, and then yeah, stage 4 breakdown here. And it's actually projecting or saying it's in a stage 2 uptrend right now. So I don't know, that should be a fun one to watch as well. And what else do we have? I know there's a couple other decent earnings today. There's Amgen, I saw, AMGN. We got Open. I think this one is a pretty hype stock. Open Door Technologies. Let's take a look at this one here. Yeah, the daily is very interesting on this. This one has been popping off lately. Hit some resistance at that previous resistance level right here at around $5 a share. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of charts that are just continually going down like this and then popping. So not my favorite type of play, but definitely probably money to be made if you pray light. And then RIVN is also reporting. This one's actually pretty interesting. Honestly, fundamentally, growth-wise, probably even somewhat better than Tesla. They're not a profitable company yet. Let me check their EV to sales. It's in about like 2, which is not bad. Yeah, I really don't hate Rivian, honestly. As you can see, someone drew this sort of uptrend. It's making higher lows on the weekly chart. Looks like there might be sort of a downtrend line. Not really. So Rivian will be a fun one to watch as well. We're at the pretty much the bottom of this upward trend line. So we'll see. AMD and SMCI will probably be the biggest ones going forward. I don't know if I would short. I don't really short anything ever. I mean, it's obviously up to you. I don't think this is a short I would take. I guess you could, but I don't know. I don't think it's something I would play personally. Anyway, I did want to let you guys know while we wait, we still got 8 minutes until the close, until we get all these earnings moves starting to happen. Did want to show you guys, I showed you guys yesterday, if you're at the live yesterday, that there is the TrendSpider Hackathon going on right now, which means you can win up to $10,000 in prizes just for submitting a custom indicator to our store. There's 4 different categories. You can do an on-chart indicator, a lower indicator, an overlay, or integrate some external APIs and submit your indicator to win up to, like I said, $10,000. And you guys, you don't even need to know how to code to be able to, submit a custom indicator, because we have the AI coding assistant, which you can find just going to the custom indicator editor right here. And then I have just another super easy custom indicator idea that you guys can do. All you have to do is click generate a new code using AI. And then this one, I'm going to say create me an indicator that highlights the candle with the highest volume over the last 50 candles by painting it yellow. So give me something as easy as this, just an indicator that paints the highest volume candle yellow over the last X periods. And you literally just tell that to our AI coding assistant, just like you would ChatGPT or any other AI. And as you can see, it'll paint the highest volume candle right there yellow. And if we go ahead and put on volume, you can see that that is indeed the highest volume over the last 50 candles. So that is a very, very simple and basic idea. But you guys, there are so many indicators on PineScript, on TradingView, that are open source, or if you have any that you have coded yourself in PineScript or any other language, that you can just throw in a ChatGPT, convert it to JavaScript, and submit it, and potentially win some money and get featured on our store. There's tons of people that visit our store, so highly recommend you guys do that. There is a video on our channel, the most recent video, that explains to you exactly how it works. But once you create your indicator, you just name it right here, and then you save it, and then you click the share button, publish to the store, and then you just have to put a description and use the hashtag TSBuild25, and that will submit it to the store. And I do have a registration link for you guys that I'm going to drop in the chat. So if you go there, you get to see the landing page that we have built that I showed earlier right here, and explains everything. And you click register now, and you can submit the form and go ahead and build your indicator and potentially win a solid amount of money, you guys. $10,000. That's a good amount of money for just using AI to code something, I would think. I wish I could enter it, to be honest. I would code something for probably all four, probably all three, because I'm not a developer. I don't know if I could do the API one, but I mean, it's so easy, you guys. There's so many ideas already exist, and all you have to do is just submit it yourself and potentially win a good amount of money. But back to earnings, we have AMD. Let's get off this weekly chart and let's turn on. Well, we got 4 minutes till the market closes. As you can see, the 61.8% level is sitting right here at Friday's value area low on our per session volume by price. I'm going to drop a link for the per session volume by price. Lorenzo, you were playing SPY options today. What happened to you there? And I'm going to put the link. If you guys are on X, I'm putting the link across the screen right now to view the Hackathon landing page. So just type that in, or it's just trendspider.com/hackathon, I believe, or just use that link flashing across the screen and you'll go to the page to see everything you know. And I'll actually show you guys real quick too. We do have a YouTube video that pretty much explains everything that you need to know. So if you just go to the TrendSpider page, it'd be right here. It's the most recent video, explains to you how to do everything. Anyway, I'm sorry you got wrecked on SPY options. All the earnings are going to usually be, we're going to get, so earnings moves usually happen right as the bell closes for the initial move. Then you might probably will get a move once earnings actually drop, which is usually up to, I don't know, 5 to 15 minutes after close. And then they'll have the earnings call usually about an hour after close. Let me look into it. SMCI, if you just go to the internet, type SMCI Investor Relations, probably it's going to be the first link. And then you can see the webcast, which you can register for. Yeah, it's an hour after close. Yeah, I don't know. SMCI should be interesting. I'll put the link to the webcast if you want to watch it. AMD Investor Relations. I'll also put the link to the AMD call if you guys want to watch it. Not sure where this one is. It's being weird. Q1 2025. Isn't this Q2 that we're looking at? Yeah, it has to be. Interesting. I don't see it up on their site yet. July 8th was the last one. We're in August. Yeah, so I don't know. Earnings is usually on there, but it doesn't matter. It won't be up till like an hour after close anyway. Probably a lot of the move will be done by then. But as you can see, honestly, the 61.8% Fibonacci level on AMD is definitely a big one to watch. Would you do a stop loss order at 165? Yeah, that's not a bad spot. Is that way, if it breaks this, you have a little bit of room for below that low. And 165 is like there. I'd probably do it a little bit under 165, somewhere like right there. And you can use the position tool here on TrendSpider to gauge your risk to reward. I don't know what you got in at, but just say you bought now, for example. You put your stop down there. And then if you want to shoot for a, I don't know, like a 2R, you can just drag this up. So you'd want to try to target at least 192-ish on AMD if you're playing something like that. Go to the daily, 192 is probably not super out of the way. 192 is like just above these wicks. It's not a bad trade, yeah. ASTS isn't reporting today, are they? Pretty cool company. They report on August 11th, so we got 6 days for them. They have a pretty nice weekly chart. Had this uptrend and consolidation, breakout here, some pretty good volume. It's continuing up. Yeah, coin has been wild for sure. What time is it? Oh, it's just one. Let's get open back to AMD. Getting distracted here. Let's turn on the 15-minute and after hours data. Get rid of this. Let's go to the 4 minutes. No, let's do, yeah, 4 minute works. Screw it. Let's see what's going to happen. Market just closed. And we are getting, hold on, let me see real quick. I'll set this up over here while we watch AMD. Maybe I can get some multi-symbol view action going. Hold on here. AMD SMCI. Just setting up a double chart view so we can go ahead and see both at one time. Hollow candles over here. Hold on, I'll drag it over in just a second. But AMD's not doing a whole lot yet. SMCI moving a bit. Oh, should turn on after hours data. Okay. Now we can see both AMD and SMCI here at one time. Got AMD on the left, SMCI on the right. So we're getting some decent movement up on SMCI. And on AMD, yeah, you got not a whole lot going on. What are you guys seeing? Fighting for its life. Let's see. Yes, Gary, I can see both of the comments sections here on StreamYard consolidated at once. However, I can't reply to anyone on X, only YouTube. What is y'all prediction for the stock after earnings? Well, we're seeing it happen live. I don't know. Neither of them are honestly moving a whole lot. I hope AMD goes up because I have some AMD, not a lot. I don't have any SMCI. Yeah, we'll see. I do want to check out, just curious. I haven't really looked at the NVIDIA chart in quite a bit. How did NVIDIA do recently? So NVIDIA doesn't have earnings for a while, but last earnings, they did well. I mean, of course they did well. It's NVIDIA. Let's get back over here. But yeah, NVIDIA doesn't have earnings till like the end of the month, which is interesting. So it's hard to say. It is hard to say. You could look at some other stocks that have had earnings. In the semis. Again, NVIDIA is sitting at all-time highs. That's probably one of the closest correlations. Uber in the morning will be a fun one. That'll be a fun one. I didn't realize I was even reporting tomorrow morning. Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, I think also Upwork reports tomorrow morning, or tomorrow morning or tomorrow after hours. Kind of looking forward to that one. 189 would be awesome on AMD. I would agree. But we're seeing AMD dip right now. Let me go back over here, see if we got any numbers out. Put the news widget in a new column. Nothing there yet that I see. SMCI, nothing yet. Both of them have pretty nasty after hours daily candles so far, though. Let me see if I am seeing anything here. Looking to see if there are any numbers. I'm not seeing any yet, which means so it's 05 right now. They might get dropped any second. If they don't, they'll probably be dropped in about 15 minutes. It'll be quite obvious on the chart when they are dropped usually. And I don't see them being dropped yet. Said boom, bye-bye SMCI. Whoa, yep. All right. We got SMCI numbers out. EPS misses, sales miss. RIP SMCI. Look at that drop. We're going down. Oof, hit minus almost 14%, sitting about, I don't know, minus 11 or so. Now, wow, that is a gnarly one. Gnarly, gnarly, gnarly. Sounds like, I think someone called it. I think Lorenzo might have called it. Yeah, that is a big ouch. Big ouch. Let's see, is AMD moving? Let's go back to my double chart view here. Whew, this one fell off the chart. You're gonna have to look at that. It's like the meme right here. Look at this. That is hilarious. Oh, wow. This is literally like the meme. It's literally falling off of my monitor right now. That is insane. That is a drop and a half. Look at that. Unusual options. I don't know. I don't. Let's add these to the left. I think there's always unusual options that could indicate some of anything. Yeah, I literally went through my desk. Hopefully, our social guys saw that one because that was actually freaking hilarious. You know, just sitting here like this, like, oh, where'd it go? Look at that. The straight red candle down. I'm sorry if anyone's in SMCI. We were just kind of laughing at you right now, but RIP to SMCI. Oh boy. AMD still not a whole lot of movement. But we still got some time. AMD will probably be reporting in, I don't know, 10 minutes, 7 minutes at this point. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely panic selling if they have the option. I'm sure. I think most brokers have the option to sell after hours at this point. But I don't even want to know who got filled at the very bottom, or maybe it'll end up being a good thing. We're getting some up movement on AMD here over on the left side of the chart, though. Someone said AMD is already down. They're an up move. Yeah. Came down a bit. Nothing crazy. Kind of following the market, I guess. But yeah, it's probably a little bit scared from that SMCI move, or honestly, it's been looking up since that SMCI drop. To be honest, let's check out SMCI's any other news. So we saw the miss. Sales guidance. Oh, they wrecked guidance too. It's like SMCI lowers fiscal year 2026 sales guidance down to 33 billion from 40 billion. But 29.79 billion was estimated. But that is just not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Let's check out the daily. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad on the daily. It might still be in, I don't know, some sort of uptrend here. Not really. Honestly, yeah, it looks like it's kind of at the bottom. I guess you can count that. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get a bounce here, but that is terrible guidance. Yeah, I don't know. Let's check out AMD before we miss something. What other semis have reported so far? I'm thinking AVGO. I don't know. AVGO is not. I'm trying to think of other semis. What TSM? TSM reported, and it looks like they beat on revenue and EPS, and they reported they've pretty much gapped up and then came down since their earnings. Meta and Microsoft ripped. So we'll see. Oh, ANET reported. Oh yeah, ANET's doing great. Looks like they beat EPS pretty good, and sales beat also pretty well. Good for ANET. I might be in that one. Can't remember. Hopefully I am. There's been a lot of good earnings recently, though. Oh yeah, RIVN. So we got a few others. We got RIVN. Let's go back here. So we all know SMCI is in the dumps. We'll take that one off. We'll put RIVN. And then we also have, what was it? TOST reporting. TOST TOST. Looks like probably beat. And then RIVN going down. RIVN. There's a couple others too. Open. How's Open doing? This is going to be a fun one. Hopefully. Or not. Yeah, they came down a bit, then came right back up. So nothing insane. Nothing insane. I'll leave Rivian and AMD up for now. I can put SMCI. Maybe we'll get a recovery. Gamble scalp on that. But let's see. Let me go back. Rivian. Looks like Rivian missed EPS by quite a bit, and then sales beat by a bit. So mixed earnings there, pretty bad EPS, but sales beat. I would think sales beating is probably the more important thing for them because they weren't even profitable to begin with, but at least their sales are growing. But yeah, the market is not liking it regardless. Rivian is coming right down. They're at 1160, which is still actually right at this upward trend line. I don't know. If you are bullish Rivian, probably a solid time to DCA or get in. If you are bullish on the company, I don't know. You'd have to look into the earnings probably a little bit more. I don't see anything about forward guidance. Yeah, they missed EPS by 26%. That's a pretty good amount. So kind of tough one there. It's their worst EPS since Q3 of 2024. Yeah. We got probably 1 minute, I'm guessing, until AMD numbers drop. So let's get up AMD here and see what happens. Place your bets, everybody. I'm sure a lot of you guys already have. Ugh. Let's see what happens here. 114. Probably going to get some movement here any second. Azir, you can see the latest earnings. Honestly, TrendSpider gets them really, really quickly in our news widget and then this reports tab. But you can, of course, also just go to the official SEC filings of the company. I think those take honestly a little bit to go in though. But probably one of the best ways is honestly with TrendSpider because you can see them all right as they drop. But Another good way is just to type the ticker followed by investor relations into Google. So, for example, AMD investor relations, and AMD is ripping right now. AMD is ripping right now. Let me refresh our news widget. Numbers dropped for sure. Whew. And we saw a big uptick and now a downtick. It doesn't know where it wants to go. It's around that 61.8% level. Let's extend our screen a little bit. Yeah, I kind of want to watch it with SMCI together here. Pretty wild movement here on AMD. SMCI is still just bleeding down. AMD beat both EPS and revenue. They beat both EPS and revenue. But they're really not moving a whole lot at all. Well, they had movement, but they're sitting pretty close to the open. It was a double beat. I don't know. Yeah. If anyone was able to buy down there, you were up, like 4%. Probably weren't able to, but possible. Right above that 61.8% level. It looks like bulls are probably going to be the ultimate winner with AMD earnings. However, if you bought close to expiration calls, you're going to probably want to see a little bit more movement to the upside, because if I put on the Mentor Q gamma levels, we can take a look. Oh man, I have to get the API key. Don't look. Just kidding. We won't be able to see it all anyway. Yeah, currently what I'm doing is I'm plotting the Mentor Q gamma levels onto my chart. I'm going to hide all the JEX levels because I really just want to see the 1 day min and 1 day max, which is what essentially options were pricing in. Wait for that to load, but AMD is ripping. It's testing 180 right now. Testing 180. And they did have a double beat from what I saw. Let me add it one more time here. Yep. And then it looks like they increased forward guidance. Very, very good and important. Oh no, I'm seeing EPS misses 48 cents, misses the 49-cent estimates, but sales beat. Interesting. But good forward guidance is probably going to be the ultimate deciding factor if it's a half beat, which it looks like it was. I don't know. Earnings are so weird. It's very interesting because you always honestly see a few different people saying a few different things. I'm going to pull up their actual website right now. So they reported 7.7 billion, which is right from that article. Diluted EPS was 54 on a net GAAP basis, and delight or 48 cents. It looks like I saw. So yeah, if 49 cents was expected, then they did miss with 48 cents, which seems to be right. Always good to double check sources. But yeah, it's a half beat, but good forward guidance. And I'm not sure how quickly this updates, but And I believe I saw our CEO, Dan, tweet that our sidekick, which is our TrendSpider LLM, is going to be launched very soon, which I am hyped for all of you guys to be able to try this for. Look at the most recent AMD earnings that happened. So I'm going to ask our AI sidekick to analyze these AMD earnings, because honestly, this is one of my favorite things to do with this sidekick. Look at the most recent AMD earnings that happened today, 8/5/25 post market, and tell me how they were along with forward guidance and your overall analysis for investors. Give it to me short and sweet. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using other TrendSpider account here to prompt AI. And there is a couple, I like Claude is really good, but you can also use Gemini. And then you can use all these different ones. Let me just send this in, see what happens. But yeah, it looks like option sellers are going to be the victors here ultimately when it comes to AMD earnings. We can go ahead and check out. I'm curious what the analyst estimates are. So they're trading above their median and average analyst estimate, but they have a top line analyst saying calling for 210, and the bottom is calling for 109. So I guess they're a little bit higher than analysts would like on average. Let's see if any Congress has been trading. Congress hasn't bought AMD since May of 2025, or really at all bought or sold. Let's check insider trading. The last insider trade was a sell, not a whole lot of buys. So people really haven't been buying since the end of last earnings. So maybe after this earnings, we'll see some more stuff coming in. I don't know. We will see. Let me pull up the chat here. Yes, that is correct. AMD missed EPS and beat revenue. Market sentiment. It's tough right now. Give me a second. I will check out. If we look at overall market sentiment, pull up in the SPY. Take these off. I think ultimately bulls are still in control. Yes, we had a pretty bad last week. However, look at the volume comparison. This buy up volume from yesterday had actually decent volume. Actually, let me turn off this. Yeah, so you see all this red volume. It was much, much higher than this uptick that we had yesterday. And now we're having another red day, which didn't have a ton of volume either. We filled the gap. It looks like we're going to fill the, I mean, it looks like from a technical view, we're going to fill the gap and then come back down, to be honest. It'd be very interesting to see how much we come down, but we're kind of in the middle right now. I wouldn't say we're definitely ending the bullish kind of, I mean, streak that we've had to an extent. We had a really good day there, whether that is, you know, more of like a dead cat bounce kind of move is still up in the air, in my opinion. Did fill the gap very quickly. So that gives, honestly, I think the Bears a little bit more of the upper hand going forward, especially after this red day. I think AMD earnings, which did okay, they didn't crush, will help shape sentiment. And it looks like we're seeing AMD die, or not die, but come down a little bit right now. Revolution Trading Pros, I appreciate you, man. Should put that on the screen. But yeah, we're going to be testing the 61.8% level here. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But let's see. What else was there? SMCI, was that moving at all? SMCI is getting destroyed right now, actually. Damn, look at that. Yeah. SMCI is obviously not nearly as big as AMD, but that'll kind of help shape sentiment as well. Revolution Trading Pros. I don't know who you are, but would love to have you on the show. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that. What else earnings were we looking at here? AMGN, anything happened there? Looks like AMGN is dipping. Your stop losses don't hit after actually can. Amgen. Yeah. Let's see. Amgen raises guidance, which is nice. It's like they beat EPS and sales beat as well. Oh, markets in Europe still open. That's fair. Stop loss of 168.98. Yeah, they're actually, AMD is breaking that 161.8% level there. Yeah, not looking very good on AMD. So that's probably going to shape sentiment going forward. Let's see. Coupang reported today. It looks like they missed EPS and sales beat. Pull up their daily. And they look like they've been doing pretty good lately. Starting to come down, though, on that news. Is that Aflac? Aflac reported. Let's see. Apparently, I saw some speculation that apparently UNH was potentially being bought by Buffett. That is complete speculation, I think. But they had a good day as the market came down. They were up like, oh, is that a 5% move? I didn't know it was that much. So we're in UNH. Nice day for you, like 3.98% or so. What else do we got? Yeah, Ben Affleck reported, yes. See how Open is doing. Open coming down on earnings, according on the daily. Let's check out the 5-minute. Came down a little bit, nothing crazy. Snapchat report today? Snapchat reported today, and they got destroyed. Snap 2 EPS in line and sales beat. Huh. So they had it not the worst. Oh, no. Yeah. So from the previous quarter, it was pretty bad on an EPS front, but it was in line with analyst expectations. Yeah, I don't know who's using Snapchat anymore, but I don't even know how Snapchat makes money. I guess just ads. Yeah, if you look at the chart, it has not gone anywhere. Yeah, they do a lot of ads. Let's see. Anything else notable? LRN, I've seen this one a little bit. It's like LRN did pretty well. They beat EPS and sales beat as well. AMD knife, advanced money destroyer, yes. Yeah, looks like AMD's run there is coming to a short-term end for now. Oh, Lucid reported also. Man, that is a gross chart. They had a spike up and they lost all of it, and they're coming down on earnings because EPS missed estimates, it looks like. And sales also missed. So double miss on Lucid. Not a good time over there. Lots of earnings still coming out. Upstart reported. Upstart is tanking. A lot of movements down today, you guys. Look at AMD tanking right now. Oof. Yeah, that is actually kind of brutal. We are down 6% from the top. Or yeah, I guess not from the top, but from 176 right around here when earnings started to get announced. Yeah, not the greatest look here for AMD bulls. Not the greatest look at all. That was pretty nasty. Still is nasty. About 6.5% down from there. So this will be probably a gap down. We closed at 174.31. So far, looks going to open at about $1.65. So yeah, that is going to be probably a good solid gap down, but could be a good thing if they decide to want to fill that gap and bounce off this support here at 162. It's probably what I would be looking for. And didn't I draw some fib retracements? Where did those go? Did I remove them? Did have some fib retracements at one point, I thought, on AMD. Let me go ahead and draw them on the weekly. From the top to the bottom there. Yeah, there's the fibs. Yeah, I kind of already broke that 61.8. So that's kind of brutal, not going to lie. This is weekly, but we're trading at, under that right now. There's just no after hours data on the weekly. But as you can see, yeah, right about $1.66. Next one down would be like 162 for the previous levels. And they're talking about the current outlook, not including any revenue from the AMD distinct, was that MI308 shipments to China, which I believe were impacted, by the exports control. And so a lot of chip makers that are losing revenue from China are including the losses in the forward guidance. And I believe their forward guidance was good, which is, a solid thing because they're still providing good forward guidance even without China revenue, essentially. Yeah, of course. Love to cover some earnings for you guys. Is there any other crazy earnings moves that you guys are seeing? Let's see. Go down to our what's happening now one more time. I saw Halo. Heard of this one a little bit. Some therapeutics company. They're doing pretty good here on earnings. POWL coming down. What else we got? CLOV. I remember this being like sort of a meme stock back in the day. Clover Health. They had a decent time, but they've been coming right back down. And it looks like not great earnings at all. Zeta. Is that up 2%? Says night. Let's go ahead and open the 5-minute on ZETA. Yeah, they're up a little bit. Nothing insane, but we'll take it if you're in long for sure. Anytime you're holding something and you don't get destroyed to the downside over earnings is usually at least a good time. Then over here, I have our power gap scanner, our recent power gap scanner. This can help us find some recent gaps up in the market. Reddit had one from earnings. If we don't include after hours data there, you can see that it went up to this pivot right here and it gapped right over it on a good earnings. Lots of volume came in. So Reddit has been having a good time with earnings. LVS as well had a gap up, nothing insane there. LMND, wow, look at LMND. I think this one reported pre-market. Yeah. So Lemonade insurance company reported pre-market. Very, very nice gap up there on the daily. If you did not see that one. And just a quick reminder for everyone still here, the TrendSpider Hackathon is going on right now. You can go to trendspider.com/hackathon or use the link flashing across the screen, both the same thing. And enter to win up to $10,000. All you have to do is code a custom indicator, which you can do using our AI. I'll show you again real quick how easy it is. If I put in a prompt like this that says something like, create me an indicator that highlights the candle with the highest volume over the last 50 candles by painting it yellow. You just tell the AI code assistant what you want in human language, and it will go ahead and write the code for you. What are you entering, Gary? I'm curious. And that is how you code a custom indicator without actually knowing how to code. And then all you'd have to do is go to that link that I was telling you guys about. It will bring you to this landing page right here. You click register now, fill out the registration form, pretty basic stuff there. And then you can have the chance to win up to $10,000, you guys, for just doing hardly anything, to be honest. I wish I could enter. I can't wait for your indicator, Gary. I cannot wait. But what were you entering, Gary? I'm curious that you said you're definitely entering. Maybe I'm going to guess you were talking about, I don't know if you're thinking AMD. Yeah, I'm actually really curious. Wow, LMND looks great, though. Oh, the hackathon. I think you're definitely entering. Yes, definitely answer the hackathon. Love that. The contest. Yes, yes, yes. I thought you were talking about a stock for a second, but I'm very happy to hear that. And I hope you win. Ooh, Roblox. Yes. Roblox had an incredible, has just been having an incredible time overall. They had earnings not that long ago at the end of the last month. Yes, love it, love it. Yeah, ask Nader. I don't know. I don't see why not. What else do we got in here? Roblox. Yeah, Roblox was awesome. It had a massive gap up on earnings, but it's filled that gap to the downside while also creating another gap to the upside. Not the worst bull case, I guess, but yeah, that's been a really good one there. Waste management. I guess waste management had a gap up too on earnings. That's pretty nice. Pretty static stock right there though. Hasn't really gone much anywhere. TEL, very nice gap up there. But yeah, guys, Reddit has been great. We already looked at that. Let's pull up AMD again here and see what's going on. Looks like it's came up a little bit from the bottom. Again, their call is going to start in about 20 minutes. If you wanted to listen into that, might get some movement. But I think, honestly, it's not going to go up very much from here, if at all, unless they say something really good on the call. But let's see, revenue EPS miss, robust AI product demand. I mean, it looks like they're giving out pretty good forward guidance. People are pretty positive on AMD. Only thing bad was that EPS miss, which is, of course, never ideal. You see as actually a pretty bad, the lowest EPS they've seen in a while, like a very long time. That is not great. APH, let's take a look. Yeah, this one's been flying. Great revenue growth. Did they just report? It looks like they reported a little bit ago. Crazy candle there. Yeah, I mean, this one looks great, honestly. What is this? Amphenol. What is this? Reminds me of the Microsoft chart. Almost identical. Let's do this. We have a price compare indicator. Look at that. Almost exactly the same chart as Microsoft. That's kind of funny. This is APH plotted there. Oh, yeah. Love that you're eligible, Gary. Love that. That's awesome. Yeah, man. I'm super excited to see everybody's entries into the hackathon. Again, if you guys are thinking of entering, definitely do it. I mean, there's so many ideas out there already. It's just so easy to do it and just potentially enter. It's going to be fun. You're going to get listed on the TrendSpider store regardless, even if you don't win. But if you do win, you're going to get a solid chunk of change. So, I mean, I'm jealous that, Gary can enter and all you guys can enter. So I would love to enter for that amount of money, for the little effort required to do so. Like, it's genuinely like a solid opportunity. Return on time is unmatched. With AI coding, you can do it in one prompt. You can do it in 5 minutes. I know. It's all right though. It's all right. Let's get this compare line out of here. Yeah. I just saw Nader say lots of post-market sell-offs, and I have to agree. I've seen there has been a lot of good earnings moves up, but now there's some moves down. I wonder if we can go ahead. Let me try something. Recent power gap. I'm going to make instead of a power gap up scan, I'm going to go ahead and clone our power gap up scan just for fun. Recent, instead of power gap, we're going to do red gap. I'm going to look for gaps to the downside. All we should have to do, so right now it's looking for the price low. Turn off this. The price low to be greater than the price high from one candle ago. So the low today, let me find a gap because I'm smooth brain and I need something visual here. LMND at a big gap. So the price low has to be above the price high. So if you want a gap down, we need to search for, is there any gaps down? I mean, AMD is going to be a gap down. Here's one, just so I have a visual. So we need the price high. Just change this from low to high. Needs to be less than price daily. Price high needs to be lower than the price low. And this should work. This should find gaps down, the most recent gaps down. Oh, maybe not. Oh, one candle ago. All right, let's find some gap downs. There's one SMR. Not a whole lot popping up, at least from the NYSE. MIR gap down is getting filled. And this won't include the stuff happening now since a daily bar hasn't opened for tomorrow. Let me go back into the NMS, see if there's anything cooler in here. Maybe we'll get some stuff tomorrow. Oh, SoFi. Look at SoFi had a gap up, then a gap down. They're going to be actually on funny. They're going to be on both the gap up and the gap down scanner. STX. So is eBay. eBay had a gap up. Is there a gap down here? I don't know why that pops up. Did I do this wrong? No, it seems to be right. Oh, by at least 1%. So that's even going to be less. I forgot to add the percentage. So it was anything lower at all. So yeah, just SoFi, STX. So not a whole lot of gap downs. We'll probably, I mean, we're going to get AMD on there tomorrow. Might have to save the scan for tomorrow. I'll just make it again tomorrow. But just wanted to show you guys how you can clone and customize all of the scanners from our store to do stuff that is just slightly different, same but different. Let's see. For tomorrow, we can see what earnings we have for tomorrow in our what's happening now. Let's take a look. Got MCK, we got Disney earnings coming out tomorrow. Disney earnings tomorrow. What else we got? We got Uber, like Gary said earlier. McDonald's. Oxy, the Buffett stock. DoorDash. DoorDash has been killing it. Airbnb. Oh, we have Oscar earnings tomorrow. Look at Oscar. Man, I was just like the top indicator for Oscar, I guess. Sorry about that, you guys. Should plot where I did the webinar there. But yeah, it was a hindsight move anyway. But Oscar earnings tomorrow. They just filled the gap to the downside. Looks like they have a gap to fill the upside. Could be a fun gamble, to be honest. Shopify. Yep, that was up here on the list. Shopify is a good one. Looks like they have some room to run to all-time highs, coming up to a pivot level right here. This will be a good one to watch. Look at all that. That was a nice pivot level. What else we got? APA, FT, and T. This one has been killing it. Well, recently they came down. The weekly looks kind of good, but revenue growth has been great. So is EPS growth. Lyft we got tomorrow. We got a lot of earnings still coming up, you guys. Lots of earnings. I don't know if we'll be live again tomorrow. We'll see. DraftKings with football coming up, and that might be maybe already priced in. Already have a move up since last earnings. Oh, Realty, everybody's favorite REIT. And App 11. This will be a fun one. This one's a hype one. It's been making some higher lows on the daily chart here. Yeah, not bad. TKO, they own the UFC and stuff like that. I forget who. They might own WWE as well. What else we got tomorrow? HP. HP is looking terrible, but they have earnings tomorrow. Is anyone playing any of these earnings tomorrow? HubSpot. This has been a pretty good one. Or not. Haven't looked at the stock in a while, to be honest, but solid fundamentals. It's like someone plotted this uptrend line. Yeah. Kind of making some higher lows here. Not really, but yeah, looks okay. HubSpot's a solid company, I think. I think this is Zillow. Zillow is an interesting one. Coming out with earnings tomorrow. They broke out of this pivot right here. Geo. Nice, Gary. Nice, nice. Yeah, app. That'll be a fun one. Definitely will be a fun one. I think I might be playing Upwork. I think they have earnings 6 tomorrow post market. Not many people know about this one. I feel like it looks like crap, but hopefully they do well. Bros is great. We have some Dutch bros here. Ferrari. I actually always forget what the Ferrari ticker is. Yeah, I think Oscar's a good one. Honestly, I think it was Oscar I was thinking of. I wouldn't mind buying Oscar here, honestly. Would not mind that. They had that gap fill to the downside. See that? They're at the June low. Really good fundamentally. Lots of volume picking up. More so on the buying weekly candle. Volume kind of died last week on the red candle, which is kind of a good sign. Oh, I might have to pick up some Oscar as well, honestly. Oh, it's pre-market. So if you want to get an Oscar for earnings, you better do it now. Unity. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Let's check out AMD. Yeah, there's still pretty much the same spot there. Oh yeah, Bros. Oh, Bros is reporting tomorrow. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Let's check the weekly. They've came down a bit. From IPO, they're up, but not a whole lot, like $20 a share. Elf. That is a disgusting chart. But they do have solid looking revenue, honestly. Should be a fun one to watch at least. So many earnings tomorrow. Wow. Sono. Not a huge fan of that chart. This Duolingo. Crazy that revenue growth. I mean, feels like something like Duolingo would be very affected by AI tools coming out, but I guess not. Maybe they're just leveraging it for themselves. Anything else? Upwork. So many earnings. FFAI. I think Nader was playing this one. I don't know. This is not a chart that I normally play. I give you any genuine opinion at all on FFAI, other than to sell the rips and pray that you get in at the bottom. Oh, that's what I was looking at. Ferrari. What is it? Race. That's right. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like a solid buy opportunity, I guess. Let's see. When is their earnings? They just, yeah, that was their earnings that sent them down. Have a pretty good gap up. Have a pivot level like down here. I don't think it's a bad buy opportunity. I don't know much about them fundamentally other than what I see right here on my platform, and that's revenue growth, or at least beating revenue and beating EPS estimates pretty consistently, which is nice. Let's take a look at EV to sales. Oh, it doesn't have it. It's probably, is this an ADR? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but it doesn't look very liquid. We don't have the data for their fundamentals. Dave, this one looks really good. They had a gap up 2 earnings ago. Maybe they'll have another power earnings gap. And this one reports when? Is it pre-market? Yeah, Dave reports tomorrow pre-market. That's a good one. I am honestly surprised Duolingo is even growing this much still, but at least they're at the lower end of their range, I guess. I wouldn't, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's one of my favorite plays, but it's not bad. Definitely not bad. ACB, isn't this that cannabis company? Yeah, that one looks absolutely horrendous. And Beyond Meat, I forgot about this one. This one looks really bad as well. Yep. Would not want to be playing that one personally. So yeah, a lot of earnings tomorrow, guys. Groupon. But we've been live for almost an hour and 15 minutes now, I think. So let's take one last look at the earnings moves that happened today. Might go over here to, wow, AMD fell off the chart. RIP. Yeah, not the greatest look on earnings. Actually, I want to check out SPY and the QQQ. SPY came down a tad, not anything too crazy. QQQ looks like it came down probably. It looks a little bit worse. It's coming down as we speak. Again, we had RIVN also down. So we had open down. Most earnings came in pretty much all these that I had down to look at today are down on earnings. Not that fun. Not that fun, you guys. So we'll see how this plays into the market sentiment going forward. Check out SPY on the daily chart one more time. Let's draw some Fibonacci retracements. I'm going to draw them first from here to here. Yeah, I mean, that 61.8 is way down there. Let me try from here to here. 61.8 at 580. Yes, I mean, obviously, SPYs is pretty extended on the daily chart. And coming down after hours a little bit. Yeah, interesting stuff we got going on here. Interesting. We'll have to see if the Bears really take control. We'll have to see. Could just be a regular correction. I mean, we're definitely due for one. 10% down would be about 580. Isn't that where the Fibonacci retracement was? Yeah, so if we go down to 580, that's about a 10% correction right above this gap. Maybe we'll fill this gap finally. Not really super bullish on the SPY, really, until we get at least some sort of pullback. So we'll see. Thank you, Azir. Appreciate that. But yeah, someone wrote 50 SMA right there. Maybe SMA. The 50 SMA is way up there. Oh, why don't we just put on the golden cross? Because I always look at the 50 and 200 anyway. 50 SMA there, 200 SMA. Ooh, we could, if we go down to fill that gap, we'll even break the 200 SMA probably. UPS. Oof. Yeah, I heard Amazon was taking a toll here over on UPS. They sure are. Wow. Wow. Let me stick the PE ratio. I always like to look at the PE ratio and stuff like this. Very, very low PE ratio. Now it's just the question of, is this a value trap? If we go on the monthly log chart, I mean, if you're going to buy UPS, now is 100% the time. I don't think it's kind of a sleeper. I feel like most people are looking, if you're looking to buy some blood, most people are looking at UNH and NVO right now. I don't hate UPS just as a contrarian mean reversion play. Fundamentally, I think they're a lot more, they have a lot more of a reason to actually be trading here compared to like UNH. I mean, UNH is still like pretty solid fundamentally, but they have all that other crazy news. That's what I mean. If I had to pick between the two, I mean, I'm personally in UNH, but I don't hate UPS here just as a quick swing trade, revert to the mean type play. I don't hate that. Remove that. Wanted to play it. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, your downside risk is pretty limited until it's not. So it's kind of hard to set a stop loss. You could just use a really, really tight stop loss. I mean, is this like their IPO? You can literally use their 1999 IPO price as your stop there at like 64, 63. Let's draw a position tool real quick. I'm curious myself now if you were to buy here. Up to the 61.8. Down. I don't know, if you want to go to all-time low, you still have a 3R, even if you stop out below the all-time low, assuming you get back up to 176, which is probably possible. Maybe it's a little bit high. Maybe you get like to this 50 SMA or even here somewhere. It's not the worst. Yeah, I think the risk to reward is there. I think the risk to reward is there. If you do the same thing with UNH, honestly, probably if you look at UNH, they have a lot more downside potential, to be honest. But they have a lot better fundamentals as well. If you were to buy here, if they're really getting a Warren Buffett pump, that is actually pretty good news, I think. But I mean, I'm in UNH now, but I'm fully expect that is a 94%. Yeah, that's not anything you want to risk. So you got to be risking maybe there and then hoping for there, which is still a pretty good risk to reward. I think they're both pretty good. Go to NVO, which is another one. Let's go to the position tool. See what we got here. Just say assume we get to there maybe. So to at least get a 2R, you got to risk at most down to like 26 on NVO. So that's 44%. It really just depends on your risk tolerance. Plays like this, it's tough to even use a stop loss really, but you probably should. I don't think I have a stop loss set on mine. I'm just watching them. So we'll see. Just kind of take it day by day. Plays like this, you probably just gonna have to sit there and hold for a long time and just wait it out. Just wait it out. Open puts too easy, huh? Let's see. Yep, congrats. However, it looks like the 1 day minimum was still lower than expected. So there is still a chance that the puts are not going to hit super hard as long as if they stay above this 1 day minimum. Oh, wait, this is end of day. Maybe go to intraday. Yeah, still. So we'll see you'll see there. I wouldn't get too excited. I have to check the options chain, but RKT. Yeah, this is a good one. RKT, if you're already in, is pretty nice. Oh yeah, it's sitting right there on the gap scanner. Yep, it is breaking out for sure. Looks like the gap happened right around this pivot level. It tends to happen because that's when they know a bunch of people are going to want to buy in. That's when the algos are triggered to buy in, these trend followers. So they want to make them get in higher. Yeah, I'll draw 15. Well, are you talking about this right here? 15 is going to be about there. So that, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I see a couple reactions there. That's the top of the bottom of that gap. Yeah, if you're already in on this one, solid play. Solid. RKT, their revenue is solid. EPS just flipped positive, it looks like, too. Just had a golden cross also above that 50 and 200. Trading above analyst estimates by a solid amount. PE ratio sitting at 90. So people are expecting this one. These analysts in the PE ratio are saying it's a bit overvalued, but we all know, take that with a grain of salt. Yep. We'll see what happens. Speaking of interest rates, let me open this total volume. Let's see what the markets are pricing in regarding interest rates. Here, perfect. Fed decision in September. Ooh, looks like we're having some movement here. What is this? The 25, yeah, markets are pricing in a 73.5% chance of a 25 basis points decrease in the next FOMC meeting. Let's check out TLT. Pretty much moving right on up with that expectation. Yeah, I can finally get out of that trade. Hopefully. I'm going to have to keep drawing this. Yeah, hopefully we get some lower interest rates. We'll see what happens to the market when interest rates drop. Yeah, the chance of no change has drastically dropped. Wow. Would have been a great bet to bet against that. I don't know if you can do that. Or you can also just bet on the increase. You would have made some solid money there. I don't know. I don't know. Those betting markets even work, but yeah, jobs report. Yep. Yeah, that was not a good jobs report. And then also the tariffs. Oh, crazy. Crazy. If you guys want to see this on your chart, that is the Polymarket Suite indicator. It is free to use for TrendSpider traders. And I just dropped the link. But I think we're going to call it there, guys. We've been live for quite a bit now. But again, I'm dropping the hackathon link one more time as well. Go ahead and sign up. You can literally code a custom indicator in a very, very short amount of time using AI these days and enter to win up to $10,000. So very, very easy opportunity for you guys to make some money and also get featured on our store. Yeah, I'll show you guys the store real quick too, because it's pretty cool, honestly, to get featured on there. Kind of similar to, I don't know, I guess like TradingView does, but we have the store with indicators, strategies, and scans. And you could go right at the very top, right in here for the hackathon. So definitely get your stuff in there before we get too many entrants. We have already solid amount of people register that will probably start submitting their indicators soon for us to review. And then once they do, they'll get put in there. All right. So yeah, Monkey Man, we'll catch you next time. Gary will catch you next time. Everyone else in the chat, thank you guys for showing up. Don't have an official next live planned yet, but I'm sure it will be soon enough. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later, Azir. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.